Welcome to another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Melbourne, aka Mr. Mirror on the Wall. Who is the prettiest nigga of them all? Me, bitch. Miss Ash over here had something to say, but she covered her mouth. I don't know what was going on.
I don't know how to ask this if we're recording, but let's just say, is this like an episode or like...
No.
Okay. This is...
Yeah. You got what we were talking, what he was talking about, which is the most important thing.
Hence why I had to pause the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't have that in there because that does things.
Okay.
But yeah, Charles is also here, as you can hear.
Hi.
Life is lifing right now. So we're going to skip the how is everybody doing because life is lifing right now.
Yeah.
I made a paddle.
I can see.
Every time we go to a different store, I make a new paddle.
What's this one? Why? You just want to make paddles?
Yeah, I do something cool with color. Like they're all different colors. Like let me see it. Like there's some reds in there, got some greens under it. You get some.
There's
yellows.
definition. There's character here.
Yeah, so.
I feel you. Riley started collecting like just tops from stuff.
I figure on my journey to travel. Decided. What kind of like bottle tops?
No, just like from water bottles, those pop can tops, whatever she can get her hands on. She just was like, I'm collecting these. All right. And she hold out her hand every time.
I met she said I'm collecting these and then puts her hand out.
I'm like, what for? Is it like for a cause? No. I just want to collect them.
For me, Mom.
Can I finish my drink first? I don't want it to spill. Nah, I need that now.
All right, listen here.
Before I forget.
You gotta run up off these goddamn bottle tops.
Yep. She came up with the Areola song too, but I don't know if that was a song on TikTok. Yep.
Wait.
She did.
Hold on, wait. Excuse me.
I don't know if it's a song on TikTok because she said it's a real song. Areola's Areola. She's like, Mom, what's Areola? And I told her who it was. Oh, Areola. I haven't heard this song yet on TikTok or whatever it comes from. But all I know is that was a funny ass song.
Oh, it's probably something people stole from black people.
I don't know, man, but she didn't know what it was. So like the fact that she's singing it and then I told her what it was and then she just was like, well, it's the bop now.
No, if I was on TikTok, I'd be an old dude where freaking waving my cane at people is just like, because for some reason they decided to take the ice in my veins thing and turn it into something else. It's just like, look at the newest TikTok craze. D'Angelo Russell been doing that for the better part of 7 years.
Right.
There's nothing new about this.
Or every song now, like if I play it, I heard that song on TikTok. I'm like, this been around, so now every song is a TikTok song.
Yeah, like when they did the day and night thing. Kid Cudi said, please stop.
Yeah. I like, obviously, to bring attention towards something that, may never have gotten attention to, but also she's like, yeah, that's a TikTok. This is a TikTok vibe. Also, speaking of music, when we was swimming, and she don't really like to be around other kids. Like, she got to warm up to that shit. So... she's like, is a kid in there? I don't care about those kids. I'm like, who cares about the children? Wu-Tang. She got upset. Who is that guy? You and Grandma keep bringing him up.
I'm mad that she said you and Grandma keep bringing him up.
Yeah. And I just laughed.
Give me the mic so I can take it away.
You and Grandma keep bringing. That is hilarious.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Don't bring that nigga up no more.
I don't fuck with her for real. And I was like, all right. And I just laughed.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
I didn't want to explain, but I just thought that was the greatest thing that she said on a Sunday.
Who is that guy? You and Grandma keep bringing him up. And I'm not having it no more. I'm through. I'm through with this. Don't bring that nigga up no more than me. I don't care what he cares about. No, not one single fuck about it.
Tiger style.
Yep.
I ain't met him.
Tiger style.
He don't even exist for real to me.
Exactly.
My Wu-Tang soul
about Wu-Tang.
It's not on my fucking vibe.
Did he make Areola?
Areola.
He ain't make Areola.
There's a member of the Wu-Tang who would probably make that song.
Right. We all know who that would be.
Well,
but that shit was funny. But no, that's been collectively what my mom week was like.
Well, I don't really. Good for you.
It's fun. No, it was fun.
That sounds like an adventure every day.
It sure is, but it sure is.
The day-to-day life of living with an only child.
She just funny though. Like I realize, like she has a real good sense of humor, and I'm not sure where she got this shit from. I'm not even
here listening to all these comedy specials.
I'm not sure where she got this hilariousness shit from, but I absolutely love it. She ain't got like kid humor either. It's really amazing. It's amazing.
No,
I bought her the Cards of Humanity, the family edition, but when I look back, I'm like, these kind of corny, even for Riley. And she played it with a friend, and she was like, "Mom, no." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I just didn't want. I don't know how Cards of Humanity is." But then my friend was like, "We'll just take out the ones that are too racy." I was like, "That's a good idea." So I'll just go and buy that one again.
I mean, the robust mongoloid, Auschwitz, mentioning all types of things that.
There's a lot of cards in that bad boy though. I wasn't expecting that.
And then there's like booster packs and stuff like that. Right.
But no, I'm just thinking like she has a real, for all intents and purposes, my daughter introduced me to RDC World, okay? She got me hip. And she watches some of those videos and.
Oh, the Popeyes episodes.
Yeah, I'd be like, dang.
Look, here.
You ever just think like, wow. But that's her level of sense of humor for such a young lad.
Young lad.
Proud of her.
Oh, more than halfway to being adult.
Mm-hmm. That's scary to think about.
More than halfway?
Yeah.
She have a birthday?
Oh.
She's 10.
He still don't know.
She's 10, Tony. Everybody know. Riley is 10 years old.
No, did she have a birthday though?
Not yet, in July.
She still got 8 years.
She still got a lot of time.
She still has more time. She has a lot of time, but
that shit'd go by fast. I was looking at her today like, you wasn't no baby, was you?
So she in the 3rd grade?
Just about. We do 3rd and 4th grade stuff.
See, I knew it. I knew 10 years old was the 3rd grade. Look at me knowing shit.
Well, it depends upon when you start.
Yeah. So.
And also depends upon when your birthday falls. She has a summer birthday.
Right.
Lucky. Well, I have a September birthday, so I'm fine.
Yeah, you should be pretty lucky.
Like, technically, my birthday is still in summer because summer doesn't end until the end of September.
Yeah.
But
my birthday's in spring, and so it's always a couple months before the end of the year. So I'm always pretty young throughout the entire year. And then I have my birthday, and then I go into the next year. And I'm like, oh, wait again.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't look
on to this debate that we've been having.
I don't think it's a debate. I think it's actually just more so an actual conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe you and Ash were debating. I don't necessarily see it as a debate.
Are we doing friendship or are we talking about ownership? Which one do you want to go into?
We could do friendship first and then go into ownership, maybe?
Okay.
Or ownership
first. Let's go to friendship.
Get on my ship.
Right. So,
camaraderie ship.
What inspired the conversation?
We were discussing if you're owed respect.
And a friendship.
In a friendship. And like, are there unspoken rules to a friendship? I guess is a good way to put it. And I don't think so.
I am definitely on the fact that I don't necessarily. I get what you're both saying. I think if something is owed, it means a lot less than if it is just freely given. And I think respect is one of those things that should respect and all those other things is something that should just be freely given to those who earn it. Mm-hmm. Because, the biggest thing that I've earned, the reason why I don't like saying I owe people respect, because there's a lot of people in the world who just hasn't earned it. So if I owe them respect, that means respect is just this ultimate token that I give out to everybody. And I don't.
Well, I guess if they're your friends, they could argue that if they've gotten to the point that you consider them a friend, then they've earned that respect. Yeah.
But at that point, I'm not owing you something. I'm giving you something ultimately because that's something that you've earned and I want to give you. Not that you're owed. There's no real tokens going back and forth here. At least I don't think so. Whereas there are people who just say like, oh, you should respect your elders. Honestly, y'all are the people who helped to move this world towards like you guys are fucking up the world. So
He just stopped looking for a way. He said, I can't find a good way to say it, so let me just
Like,
be like,
y'all-
oh, you old niggas is trash for real. Y'all not really contributed
like
too much.
y'all got handed a perfectly good working economy, and y'all just kind of just.
I can understand why
flummoxed
niggas
it.
don't want to be your fucking friend, basically.
yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. So at that point, I just look at it just like, no, y'all don't automatically deserve anything. You guys get what you earn. You earn your respect, then you get your respect. If you don't earn any, if you come out here just, if the first thing you say to me is you owe me such and such and such, that means I probably don't owe you that. You sound like one of those fake bill collectors who be calling me. Like, hello, you owe Amazon $75. Like, no, I don't. I don't owe Amazon anything.
Nah, you owe friends something. And I don't care really about the word. You should give whatever. If you do get to the point where you've been around somebody for a long enough time for you sharing stories and you feel a level of trust, whether it's big or not, and we had this camaraderie together. Do you owe me? Maybe that is a strong word. Maybe you don't owe me. And maybe I shouldn't expect anything from anybody to keep it on a base level. But I will be looking for it, I guess. Like, why would you not give somebody that you consider a friend or at least a confidant something that would differ than that of a stranger or a business relationship? Because in business relationships, you do expect a certain amount of cordialness and politeness. Do they have to give it to you? No. But we all got those expectations of those relationships. So why does it arbitrarily now turn into, well, I don't really owe you anything?
I
That's not
describe
cool.
those as pleasantries. And for pleasantries,
Yeah, but do you expect that shit going into a
but
business
that's all
relationship?
but that's all lip service as far as I'm concerned.
But do you
the thing-
expect it?
Oh, like pleasantries?
Yeah, you expect it.
I mean, that's
you don't expect
ultimate-
nobody to be rude, do you?
I mean, ultimately, what we're trying to do is we're trying to establish an amicable relationship so we can both make some money from this.
Right.
But nowhere in this are we going to go in and above in this relationship. We are not going to go outside the scope of this contract, more than likely. So the rules of engagements inside a business is typically pretty clearly defined. So like, yeah, we're gonna be like, hi, how's the kids, so on and so forth. But I feel like respect is more so like an action. Is just like more so a consideration about how this person is gonna feel or a lot of these other things and how I interact with this person. We're in business, you know what our rules of like engagement are. This contract. Anything that's not inside
That's
this
true,
contract.
but what's the unspoken side of it? The pleasantries, I can't come at you greasy. You don't have to be, like I said, you don't owe anybody that if it's unspoken. Do you have to come at somebody thinking about their feelings all the time? You don't. But it happens more often than not. And then when somebody come at you the other way, you be like, what the fuck is wrong with that person?
But that's also because I want something inside of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing it because I want to also do that, because the fact is I want this relationship to continue and like do said maintenance and so on and so forth. Like I'm doing this because I'm getting something. In friendship, there's no guarantee that I'm getting anything outside of like this degree of camaraderie and a confidant and a friend.
I mean, I feel like that should be more valuable to you.
What?
The friendship part as opposed to the contract part.
Yes.
Not saying it's not, but those are the two things that I'm getting.
But if you're weighing the things that you're getting, then the person that's giving you those things should be due respect. I guess the way you define it, I feel like you do owe respect. I don't agree with owing respect. So it's weird for me to feel like this, because it's like, all right, what Charles is saying makes me feel like, nah, you kind of owe respect, but I don't. So that's why I'm like, that's why I keep like interjecting on her Ashley side. But in totality, I don't feel like you owe anybody shit.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I could come into the friendship and be a horrid person, and you could continue to be my friend. And not once did I show you any level of respect, but we still got a friendship.
If you can call it that at that point.
What is friendship to you guys?
Because you don't even, at this point, if you coming in disrespectful and you know and they know, that's not a friendship. That's just some real weirdo toxic shit going on.
It's like,
you hanging around me does not mean you my friend, and you not, if you not showing that
let's say
respect,
we work together,
then you can't be my friend.
I'm in a better financial position. We got the same job or whatever.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm in a better financial position than you. And we start hanging out, kicking it outside of work, and we developing a friendship. But I'm always putting you down about like your living situation. About girl, what is going on? Damn, that's crazy. I wouldn't even buy those.
Then they wasn't your friend to begin with.
But you continue to hang out and
that's a
deal
work
with
friend.
me. No. We hang out outside of work. We do.
Oh no, it's like I feel like anyone. If you go to anywhere, like if I'm leaving work and we go somewhere immediately after work.
We just hang out. I come over on the weekends when we ain't got work.
Oh, y'all are insane.
Now we're friends, so what do you call this? Now, because there's no relationship level, like that.
Yeah, if you had nothing else to call that, then you'd be like, "Oh, that's my friend." Such
that's
and
that
such.
guy who comes over.
But at the heart of it, no,
sometimes.
that is not friend. You niggas is in a symbiotic relationship where somebody giving something, whether it's positive or negative. I get thrills out of you beating up on me, and the other person get thrills out of beating up on you. Y'all just both jerking each other off in the most toxic of ways. That wasn't a friendship to begin with.
I was jerking each other off in a toxic way.
Exactly. But on the surface, you'd be like, that's my friend.
No, that I don't agree with that. I disagree with that. Because who are you to define what a friendship is to somebody else?
It's unspoken. That's what I'm trying to get.
It's not your shit. It's how you define what friendship is to somebody else.
Easy.
These two people,
when you go into
you can't define a friendship for two other people. That's like defining somebody else's relationship.
Like I said, on the surface, yes.
No.
Yes, on the surface, you can be like, yeah, that's my friend. I don't know what else to call this shit.
If that's their friend and they believe that, then that's their friend. You don't get to define what a friend is.
I'm going to ask them to go to some degree of counseling.
Exactly.
Because now the problem isn't necessarily your relationship, is the fact that you believe that this is a positive relationship.
That you think that's a relationship to begin with, or something that you would want to be around. You're right. I don't get to define it for
y'all
you.
Feel like
if you were sitting there being abused.
Wait, time out. Let me wait. Let me add context. Since you niggas are wild, and this shit doesn't make sense to me. All right, so boom. What if, let's change the dynamic. What if this is the people in this friendship are now in a relationship, and one is a sub and the other is a dom, and they like to live that out. Like that's a part of how they like to live. And so their relationship looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you don't get to define what is their relationship. So why is it different in this context?
Okay.
Because they're not fucking.
Well, first things first. And I'm probably, depending upon how I feel about that, I probably would actually extradite myself from that situation. Or you're probably going to need to explain. It's just like, well, because you're exercising this out around other people.
But what if, so in a friendship, what if one person is just a submissive person by nature and the other person is just a dominant person by nature? And so they've just formed this dominant submissive relationship.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's toxic.
Exactly. So you niggas don't get to define.
Because what you're saying is it's just like the person is always blowing down on that other person.
Yes.
Right.
Being submissive doesn't always mean you're being blown down on. It just means you listen.
No, what if they enjoy that? What if that's what they're a sub and they enjoy the domination, the being blown down on? But they've never spoken about it. What if that's just their personality type? Because they're in a friendship, so they don't really talk about this. But hey, I like hanging around them, and this doesn't bother me. No, I enjoy them. They're good people. That's my friend.
You know what I'm going to say to those people?
And this person who gets off on blowing down on people can do all they want to this person, and it's fine.
I would prefer not to hang around both of you at the same time.
Because y'all don't really
listen.
That's okay. That's fine.
I'm going to extradite myself from that situation.
That's acceptable. But you niggas don't get to define what somebody else's friendship is. That's crazy to me. You niggas are wild.
As of this point, don't come to me complaining about your relationship.
I'm going to decide what y'all friendship needs to look like.
Also, don't come to me complaining about this.
The fuck are you talking about?
Don't come to me complaining about this. Because the moment that you do, I'm like, you know what? You said you liked it.
No. Fuck
so as of this point, you opted into this. So you got to change it.
Don't No. We all know Barney taught us what the fuck a friend was. You niggas have been taught a certain amount. It's been drilled into your head.
I hated Barney.
I don't give a fuck what you hated.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we all
He
know
threw a whole
the
cousin out of a window.
I don't care what he did. We already know the expectations of what a friendship should be or what it looked like or what you've been programmed
shut
with.
the fuck up. We don't do that.
You've been programmed with a certain amount of this is what friendship look like.
And
then when
Girls
somebody
taught me
keeps
that
saying
is not that
this
friendships
ain't
are more
this, then
abusive.
okay, now it's a conflict in my head because my friend who keeps calling me a friend keeps making me feel like shit. When I was told my entire life that friendship's supposed to make you feel, at least on the surface, good. We're supposed to go to each other for enjoyment, not for you to just beat on me or whatever shit that I'm quietly holding resentment for. No, it's not.
As
what
long as
this is.
if these two have expressed that they are not like everything's cool with this because of blah blah blah
But
blah
if-
blah.
And a lot of
but
times
why
it won't get
no,
expressed.
Why do you have to express something? If I no wait, time out,
Say
time out.
it.
Wait, can I finish? God, what the fuck? You two are so against this that I didn't even get to finish anything. Y'all are just
Why
like,
do you expect me to accept
down the
someone
throat.
getting their ass beat right in front of me?
Can I finish?
Go
My
ahead.
God, if person A, who is a more submissive and enjoys a more aggressive, dominating personality, is just going through life and meets person B, who is that at work, and they build this friendship and never really discuss why they like each other, but just have become really good friends. There's never a communication about that.
I
So
feel
when
like
you see it happen, how the fuck are they supposed to really articulate why they friends and why this is acceptable? They just gonna be
Well,
like,
I'm gonna
no,
work
it's
on-
fine. No, it's fine.
I'm gonna look at you and say, well, you need to evaluate what you like about this.
Why?
Because of this. Well, obviously you want this inside a relationship. So how do you not know what you want inside of a relationship? It's like you need to know.
Why? I found it.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm getting
What
it. I
happens
like
if this breaks up? What happens if this stops happening, friend?
I'd find someone else that behaved like this.
Behaves like what?
However she acts. All of it.
How does she act? Exactly. You don't know, buddy. So you gotta know regardless.
Right. Now you're purposely looking for just submissive
No,
people to
I
hang
won't.
around.
I won't. I don't need to know. You want to know why? Because just like I didn't know that that's what I wanted when I bumped into that, I'll bump into it again.
You don't have it. You could say that, but
We're just friends. I'm
almost
gonna meet
everyone
other
I've
people.
dated, I like to say is somewhat of one of a kind.
Nah, I'm not
And-
dating them. We're just friends. I'm gonna meet other people and be
Are
friends
you?
with them.
You're
Yeah.
pretty like submissive and laid back. The aggressive person's gonna meet more people. You're probably not.
I'll probably get fired because I don't do my job well, and then I'll have to go to a new place, and then I'll have another friend too. Now I met someone new. See?
That means you're just gonna fall. So that means you're just gonna fall in line with all of your bosses.
Yes.
And
Because
No.
I'm submissive. What are you talking about?
Jesus Christ, I don't know who this I'm
I'm just saying
submissive man is.
because y'all just said that a person has to like, or friendship has to be a certain way.
It doesn't
Says
have to-
who?
Do it have to be
It
a certain
just
way?
has to
But
be
what are
not
you even
abusive.
friend?
Says
What?
who?
Because
Oh my
abuse is
God.
bad.
Why do you want to hurt people?
I don't want to. I'm just saying that some people
Why would
might
you make
want
excuses
to be.
for people who I just want to bring in the caveat?
No,
Why
some
would you?
people might want to be hurt.
I've never.
I just, I just feel like that's you gotta account for that. Like,
No, we don't.
oh my god, why?
I'm gonna
That's a
help
group
the
of
people who want to be hurt.
Because we
Oh
all
my
know
God.
what the fuck the general definition is, whether it is overgeneralized or
Like,
not.
that's a masochist.
We know what a friendship generally is. You usually
Yes.
go into a
What?
not a whole ass intimate relationship like you would if you had a romantic. It's not a romantic relationship. It's the step under where you're not really creating this physical dynamic with each other. It's solely reliant on physical intimacy mostly.
What?
And you don't get that with friends too much. Fucking. Sorry. Y'all
Oh
want me
no!
to say
I was
it?
just saying
She
your
said-
relationship is solely required on physical
No,
intimacy.
she's
No, it's
saying
not.
that there's a physical element that's not there in friendship.
This is true.
Right. So a romantic relationship is set on different parameters. But a friendship, we all know the basics for that shit. And maybe I can't define it for someone else.
I feel like what y'all are doing is making the basics of a friendship too fucking complicated. Y'all want to know what the basics of a friendship are? I like this person. This other person likes me. Period.
Mm-hmm.
The end. Regardless of what that looks like, I enjoy them. They enjoy me. And we don't want to fuck. You know what that is? Friendship. The end. That's it. That's all you need. The enjoyment of the other person. Y'all keep trying to add all these other caveats. You got to be respectful and you also got to.
This ain't caveat. This is just this is basic. This is not a caveat.
You
want to oversimplify it.
I have a lot of acquaintances. Like
you want to oversimplify what friendship is. It's not.
I swear to God, I hate y'all.
No, it's not that. You just said before we started talking, like, yeah, of course, a friendship is a relationship. So why would you try to oversimplify what the fuck that is?
A relationship is in itself. I like that person. That person likes me. We are going to continue to engage with one another.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a relationship
That's a start. That's like 10%. You can't get nowhere if you don't really like nobody. That is a part of it, yeah, but that is not the totality
I have
of a
relationships
friendship
with
either.
people that I don't like.
Yeah. The fuck?
Like,
but they're not. No, you don't have friendships.
No, I don't have friendships.
So what we're talking about is friendships. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. What we're talking about is friendships. I hate you niggas. So y'all got friendships with people y'all don't like? Say yes.
No.
All right then. All right then.
I deal with people that I don't like.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
But no.
All I care about is if you got a friendship with someone you don't like, and neither one of you do. So what I said is, what you need for a friendship is the enjoyment of the other person. That is a fucking fact. If you don't got that, you ain't got a friend.
You ain't got a friend. I agree with you on that.
Now, the way that y'all express that enjoyment is up to y'all. You and some niggas might play D&D and drink and watch fucking March Madness every fucking year. That's what y'all do.
I'm watching March Madness with a goddamn soul.
Hey, no, I know a dude that called off for work for the weekend of the start of March Madness because that's what him and his group of buddies do. They watch the start of March Madness in a bar every year. That's their thing.
Y'all have fun with that.
Hey, it ain't got nothing to do with me, but all I know is that's what that
I don't know who they are.
What his
I'm telling
friendship looks like, though.
I mean,
and you want nothing to do with that, and that's okay because you don't like that. And you know what the main thing you would need to be friends with them? Like for that, and you guys don't like that, and that's all you fucking need. I hate you niggas.
No, I'm agreeing. You can't hate me on this one. This part I agree with, but that is definitely oversimplified. That's
he's just
start.
saying. He's saying that's
part
the.
Of it.
She's saying that's where that's the starting block.
You can't get nowhere else between the start of just being like, I like you. I like you too. We should do this more. But that's like a very like step number one. You don't get to baking cookies just to step one, nigga. What the fuck? It's not the totality.
Wait, time out. How the fuck you go from I like you to I like you, but I need you to do these things differently? Then you don't like me. You like the idea of me.
No.
Yes. Yes. No. Yes. You can't start the relationship with I like you and I like you.
So here's how we're going to engage.
But then what if they start
now you want
showing
me to change
shit?
my behavior?
No.
No.
More than likely, the way that we feel each other out is the way is us feeling out the terms of engagement for the most part.
And then but that's before we've established that we like each other. Right now, usually the filling out process happens before you establish that you like them because you didn't like them without filling them out. So you did some engaging with them, some talking, some different.
This is what we like doing together. We like playing.
And then y'all found out. Yeah, exactly. So now y'all like each other. And so there's no point after that where there needs to be a new set of
that point. We have to the starting point is finding common ground and then it's liking each other. So it's not the starting block.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, people don't change. Like, motherfuckers wasn't hiding. Like, you don't come with that same energy at the beginning of the friendship. If you like somebody, like, there's a level of, hopefully this person would get to like me more. You're not showing them.
No, I have a question. If you're friends, why do you need your friends to like you more? That's weird.
Because you don't come in off the bat with disrespectfulness. You kind of gauging like what is cool to talk about, what's not to talk about. You got to go through that same thing when you date on a certain level with a friend and when you have to go through a certain person.
you do that differently all the time.
Yeah, I do.
That's not helpful.
You know, I'm not
1, 2,
inside the
3,
right headspace to really be doing the countdown right now. So it's just like a 1,
Sorry.
a 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Why'd
like,
you change? Because
Yeah, you can just count 3, 2,
2,
1. Go. Yeah, then it's me. And
Ow.
then you just like,
God damn it.
Damn.
Myself in the nuts.
oh, that is terrible.
It's like one of the top 5 things that you don't want to do.
Yeah, as a guy, yeah, no. But fucking shit.
The
Christ.
point I was trying to say was there's a level of performance in getting to know people, and certain things that you say at the beginning, you might not say later on.
Oh, I don't think what you said I'm going to say later on either.
I well, I'll say this. I'll say that for me, I don't feel like. Well, actually, I'll ask y'all. Do you guys feel like the person that you met when you first met me is different than the person I am now?
You're very front loaded. No.
What?
I said he's a very front loaded person. There may
What
be
did that
some
mean?
you're gonna get from the beginning what you're gonna get the rest of the time. It's not like opening up it's not like trickling opening a faucet. You're gonna get a little trickle and then you're gonna get it all. No, it's gonna be like a fire hose.
No, you haven't changed. No, you've changed in ways where I saw growth, but not
There's nuances, not necessarily.
yeah.
And so I guess I think that all people operate like that, which I know isn't true. I know not everybody is just like, hey, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Because that's kind of abrasive to people. And honestly, you can push more people away than you can gain like that. I could definitely tone down things if I really wanted to and be more like, but that's dumb. I'm not going to build a circle of people that I really enjoy. So, but I think that, well, I guess if motherfuckers is lying about the shit that they want, then yeah, there's extra steps to the level to friendship because you niggas are revealing who you really are to each other.
Surely.
Yeah,
So
like-
most people are like onions. Tony.
Or
We
no,
got layers.
what if
I
I'm
have layers, but
comfortable-
realistically, the things that I'm going to do and who I am as a person is who I am as a person.
I will
Now
say
we can
this.
get into nuance on like
political
political things like that, but
I would say
philosophically.
how you approach life, no, that hasn't changed. But I've seen it change in you where what you say on the front end sometimes don't always equate I don't know if you want me to say that on there, but sometimes it could be real tough, but then you love kite and love animals like that. I don't think you go into just
I
showing.
think there's a degree of nuance.
Is it okay? Well, whatever.
That's
but
why I say nuance. It's just Tony has a lot more stringent requirements on people than he does animals.
this is true, and like I said, straightforward. Yeah, most of it.
Save the puffer fish.
Most of it, yeah. But the time that you take to get to know somebody, it's not the exact same as it was in the beginning.
True. Okay, so yes, I'll say that but I guess I just take that as standard for any relationship, period.
Right.
But not as indicative of me deciding whether I like you or not, or that I'm reappraising our friendship at this point. It's just as time progresses, naturally, I'm going to just learn more about you. Something's going to trigger a funny story that didn't get triggered 6 months ago. And so I'm going to just hear that now. And then boom,
Yeah.
I learned something new about you. And so that's just how time and interaction with people work. So I don't really attribute that to my decision making or whether I like you or not. I decided I liked you based off how you engage with me. I don't give a fuck about these stories in terms of
That just adds
reevaluating
texture to the person. that you
yeah,
already
yeah.
are.
All right, you went through these things. Now, certain things, if you tell me, I'm gonna judge you for. But that's general, and I'm honest though. And it's only realistically in one specific area, and that's if you're a chick that I'm talking to,
Mm-hmm.
and that's if you had a threesome with 2 guys because
No.
they ran a train on you, and you. And
No,
you
there are
don't-
some things that you'll judge your male friends for.
But that's okay.
Like,
that
There's
goes
one
without
distinct
saying.
thing that stick if I were to have a kid and I wasn't take care of your kid, you would tell me to get out.
Well, yeah, you can't do that. And you can't beat on women.
Yeah, there's just certain.
That's cool. That is
but
all
I wouldn't
fine and
really
dandy.
have those people as like my friends, regardless of like what's going on. Like I don't really hang out with those type of people, or really like see them around me. In any capacity.
It's just like I don't naturally see those. Like I don't even know the personality of a person who would just like beat on women.
The people that I do have around me that do exhibit those qualities that I don't have the ability to remove, I continuously chastise every time we talk. It's like I'm gonna break it up. Like we can laugh at Kiki because I'm a human being and I'm gonna have other experiences with you, but I'm also gonna tell you that hey, that's just not okay. You gotta change that. And generally those situations are family induced where hey, I can't really remove you because like you're a family member, and so
you gonna keep showing up.
You gonna be here. So all right, we have to figure out a different way to engage. And so now that requires me to figure out, hey, I'm gonna say what I want to say though. You got to figure out how not to be upset about that, and just recognize that that's me. Or you can be upset about it
and leave, and then I don't have to engage with you.
No, not leave. Just be upset because you probably.
You should.
This is your family too, so I can't be like leave because. You family, and that's regardless of you as a person.
Oh, well, I am definitely not quite in that boat.
I mean, I would, if I could choose to say get out, then I would. But if this isn't my house and my home and we're at a family event, I have to surrender to the fact that we are family and families decided that you're allowed here. And me worrying about it now don't make that's just gonna frustrate me. Fuck that. That's stupid. No, that's fuck that. But yeah, no, I think that I guess the way that I look at things is how I do them. And it's like, hey, I'm me to begin with, so fuck with it or don't.
I am me to begin with, but I
don't owe you respect. I do respect you because I'm a decent human being. But you could be friends with a shitty human being, and that could be your choice in life, and I would think that's fine. I just also wouldn't be friends with them.
I just don't hang around both people mutually, unless I absolutely have to. Because I definitely have friends who have friends that I don't particularly like, but I definitely have more so friends with people I can deal with their extended friend groups.
Yeah. No, any of you niggas decide that y'all just don't respect me anymore or whatever, just kindly tell me. You don't have to be my friend. If I gotta say that right now, just to let y'all know that y'all feel like
you've never done anything particularly.
I am calling this out. If you niggas do not like me or just something decide to change, y'all tell me. Even on a business front.
I think that's weird. I think that if you're inside the situation and then you're just like, all right, well, I hate this person.
Yeah.
And then you're just quiet. That's weird. You're now creating this environment that's like
you're uncomfortable environment
for yourself.
You don't want to be here.
And y'all already know how Tony gives it up. I've kicked the nigga off of a show on air and put that bitch out. The show, I mean.
I know. I've never experienced it, but
yeah, no. So no. Tony gets to the I don't like you, and
we're my domicile, and you're going to vacate.
Why are you like this? And if we can't get to something that's
reasonable,
a common ground, get out.
Are you telling me to get out now, or are we about to have a conversation and then get out?
No. Just get out. I'm done with you. Get out. You want me to keep recording? Yes.
Okay.
And continue to do this shit. No, I'm not playing. I am. But
I mean, he definitely says those shows are still available.
I think that brings us to our other topic of ownership. And the ability to be the one that's the idea or the one that helps with forwarding that idea and execution and bringing that idea to life.
when I was
both. What the fuck?
When I was up in the bathroom, I think of it as think about it as you are commissioning a sculpture for, let's just say, of your likeness. So, regardless of whether or not this is this artist creation, it's still of you, and you are still the person who commissioned this thing. So more than likely, the ownership of this thing is going to go to you because you paid for its existence, so on and so forth. And you're the person who brought this idea to this artist, or so on and so forth. I think that's more so Tony's thought pattern. Like, this is my idea. I have brought this idea to you. You helped bring it to life, and you are an integral part of this. But it's still my idea at the beginning of the day.
Yes.
And whereas with Ash, she is more so, I think you've hung around so many idea niggas to the point where just having ideas are ultimately fruitless.
Yeah.
It's just like,
your idea was brilliant. Just like the iPhone, like we can go back to that conversation we had about Steve Jobs and if he really revolutionized the industry or not. And the truth is, whether we like to agree or not, he did. It didn't matter the idea or who came up with it first or anything like that. Motherfuckers know the iPhone is the hottest shit. They created this brand where, you have some level of exclusivity, whatever. They wouldn't have gotten to that point without a certain amount of people trying to usher that in to where it is today. And at the end of the day, yeah, do you own it? But the shit on somebody else, especially like if they feel, if it was clear cut that they didn't have any ownership of anything in the beginning, then why would it be a big deal to somebody that was questioning ownership? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, if someone didn't feel like I created this PlayStation and then Sony was like, you ain't create shit, bitch. But why didn't no one tell me that I don't have any ownership in Sony, I guess? Or does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand, like, as an engineer, you're the person who engineered the PlayStation, but Sony comes down like, I paid you to do this.
Right. And then at the end of the day, well,
why is there any kind of surprise here? Because, all right, the way things like this normally go, because inside this example, there were some people, you had this group of three, they came to, one person had an idea, he brought two other people into this idea, and then they entered into a degree of profit sharing, and in that degree of profit sharing, one assumed that thus you have open books because there's profit sharing. That is true and not true at the same time, because that is profit sharing. So that means you'd have to understand, the biggest thing you have to understand is the amount of profit that the group is receiving. So
right,
here's cost, here's how much we make, thus this is what we're splitting.
Right, so it's a split, and I'm assuming 3 ways. Why would you split something evenly across 3 ways of board if you didn't feel like nobody was like, at least like some sort of ownership, or at least you helping me get to this point?
I would actually assume it was 40-30-30.
Right, at that point, then okay, like you get most of it because you in charge. That's what I'm saying. But for somebody to come and just be like, well, I assumed it was all of us, then there's something there that somebody said it is all of us contributing to this.
The engineer, like, he inputs, but is not as much as the other 3. So, and that probably just comes out of the.
And I get it if there's something along the lines where they misunderstood what their position was, and there is clear cut drawings like, no, this is mine, I get most of it. You know, whatever, you the entertainment or whatever.
I don't think a 40-30-30 split is more so this is all mine.
But you got majority ownership of it, and on paper, that's yours, right?
Well, if that's not the thing about a 40-30-30 is if the two 30% come together, and if that's your ownership split take, if 2 people say no, then those 2 people can be like, well,
no, they can't. It doesn't matter
if that's the split of the ownership.
No, that's where y'all are wrong. Y'all are doing.
Well, I'm treating it all like it's stock shares.
No, that doesn't matter.
I know.
And this is what I think they had wrong. The same thing that y'all have wrong.
What?
A profit split It's nothing to do with ownership.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That means that we're sharing
The profit.
profit. I own this, so whatever it grosses, I do
Stuff within the
that
business.
and take care of whatever other business things, and then whatever this profit is, then we bust that down.
Correct.
But since I own this, I decide what the business expenses are, not y'all.
Correctamundo. It's like when you get dividends from a business. It's like it is based off it's based off the actual profit. Thus the reason why a lot of dividend, or the people who actually pay into these things, they care a lot about how much you're spending in terms of like all this other stuff. But even with dividends and stocks, technically you are a part owner. But inside of this case, they're just getting a profit split.
Yeah, and that's why you can't look at it like stocks, because it's not
It's not an apt comparison
at all. Because in stocks you are buying ownership in something. And this, you don't own anything. What's happening is we're sharing money. I own this. I control this. I can sign it somewhere for a huge upfront amount and allocate that to all of these different business things. And then after that, boom, this is what our profit is.
Because the business signed and signing the business, you signed this.
Yes.
And this is based on the percentage of the business that you are. This is how much of money that you guys get of this.
No, y'all aren't a percentage of the business. Y'all get a percentage of the profit. So that's what it. So all right. Let's say we get $100,000.
Yep.
And I decide that 10,000 is going to bring in somebody else to like help
do stuff,
help on the
marketing,
behind the scenes, do things. I decided I'm going to use another 20 grand in acquiring like a location for us to like permanently record. I then pay like lawyer and like other marketing things for about another 30 grand. I done just busted down 60. There's 40 grand left.
Yep.
I still could do more, and then whatever is left out of that is not what our profit is.
Correct.
Y'all have no conversation with me about what's happening up here. And so what I think they didn't understand is where they felt like we get 30%, 30 and 40 instead of this. And not of after you've done whatever you decided to do. And
yeah, you get 40% of profit, not 40% of gross.
Yes.
I wouldn't buy that from that particular situation, especially because one of them has been in the music industry for so long.
It doesn't mean that you can't have a misconception. But
if you're around like big players like he is, I would assume that you might know more. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to buy that from one of the parties. And I don't like when there's disrespect the other party for not knowing, especially because they all in the music industry. But, you know, as far as ownership,
if you knew, then it wouldn't be a fight. Y'all wouldn't have to ask. And so that's my thing. If you got paperwork that says this is your right, what you do is go to a lawyer and then you make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter how upset and blustering I get, what the lawyers and the judge is going to say, y'all both signed this contract and you have to reveal accounting. You can't just you have to go through all this. You're going to be audited, and then what is due to you is going to come to you.
Right. That I can agree with.
A judge would bring in a third party.
It would be a lot less of me talking about how I feel upset.
Yeah.
Because I can just make a decision and go get what I want.
Yeah.
Or feel like I'm owed.
Oh, I mean,
unless I did that and then realized that, hey, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just am going to use the power of opinion to continue to argue and say, this is what it is. But why are you arguing if you had paperwork? Because y'all both keep saying my lawyer and his lawyer and this lawyer came and signed contracts. All right, so if y'all all had lawyers there, y'all all had representation.
Someone critically failed.
There's something definitely missing in terms of ownership.
And so that's what I'm thinking. These niggas didn't understand.
Somebody don't understand. I would agree with that part. Somebody don't understand what they level of how they are valued in that company or whatever.
And until you understand, you shouldn't put your name on that dotted line. That's my overall thought pattern, is just like, yo, do you know what this means? Yes or no?
Unless what you did is walk into this situation thinking that a friend
would have your back, because that's what it really sounds like to me.
Yes.
And I get that. I do.
I can understand it.
But I also understand that the verbiage that was used, it was a mistake was made and they didn't get any clarity. But like you said, we don't have to show it if the contract already says, I don't have to show you that part. You get this and that should be done. Which nobody's really saying. I don't know. I didn't hear the other party say.
A friend / business partner up and walk out on the show. As soon as we started talking about financially contributing on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Would you feel like a friend would do that just out the blue?
Well,
I mean, if something changed and they just upped and left, regardless of like money and stuff, or just no, this is purely based on like financials.
I mean, if it's purely based on financial, then I have more respect for you for leaving if you don't feel like if I would rather you leave and not sign and say you're going to do something and then not do it, as opposed to say you're going to do it and then not.
Yeah, and keep.
It's not about the lying. To me, it's more about the abruptness of it.
Yeah. Oh. I really can't say because abrupt shit happen all the time. So I can't really be like.
I think that's a person to person basis.
Not if you've been considering this for a while, and that is a part of the conversation.
I mean, that could just be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Is that how you consider a friend? That's all I ask. Because what y'all are saying is, well,
no, after you just leave a friendship abruptly, no, we're not friends anymore. Not for real, for real.
Yeah, because all of it dead.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you my friend?
Because I'm talking about a situation we went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I completely, totally understand.
Okay, so it's like,
because at
y'all
the end
got
of the day,
communication with him?
Nah, because at the end of the day, what you're saying is I'm just done with everything, and that's essentially what happened. It's like, don't really fuck with all of this. That
y'all
just
included,
saying. Yeah. So
abruptly,
no, we're not friends no more because you just terminated the contract. But
yeah, so my thing is like, if you walk into a situation expecting people to operate on a friend basis, you're liable for shit like that to happen.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I would say if you walk into a situation based solely on friendship, you're liable to get ass out in the cold.
Well, if you walk on a situation on friendship and contracts, these niggas are now butthurt because the contract didn't say what they wanted it to say after they signed it.
Oh, well.
So
that's the reason why I don't. Even though we mix friendship and business, it's a very, 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 very fine line with those two things. It's just and I think it requires particular types of people in order to be able to deal with it.
I'll say this on their part. I'll say that their leader wasn't good at communicating. Something he acknowledges. But he also acknowledges this is my first time being in this role, in this position to actually be the one making these decisions. And yeah,
a lot of people glorify these things
on the fly. Like, I'm making mistakes in real time and y'all are seeing them. So I can understand both sides where it's like, hey, maybe if we communicate more, because we have open talks about ownership and the value and things like that and what that all means to us and what that looks like for real and what that is in terms of all the things that we're doing. But if you don't know to speak that way, I know to speak that way because I've been educated in that field. He hasn't been, and a lot of people haven't. So if you don't know to have those conversations,
Yeah,
a lot of that shit's just gonna go undone, and you just gonna have business because business with no real like understanding of business.
I think the biggest difference was when they articulated the fact that all three of our lawyers sat down. Were y'all sitting down at that? Where you got? Was this a conversation that your lawyers were aiding, or were your lawyers' conversation and you guys just the add-ons? Because were they having the conversation about law and about how all this stuff works, and were y'all just sitting there like, yeah,
right?
Because
was it a short-term thinking rather than long-term thinking about how this could affect me if all this shit goes? Because don't nothing last forever, and if you got that basic in your head, then you'll always be prepared for, well, if this shit falls, I have something. It may not be 100%. I still may hurt when I fall. But if you go into that thinking that way, you could avoid shit like this for real. But that's just me sitting here commenting on someone else's situation.
Like, because honestly, a profit split for a podcast makes the most actual sense because you guys are all coming in, you're putting in the effort, and based on this profit, this is where things go. So bingo, bango, bongo.
Right.
That makes sense. Based on our ads, this stuff, overhead, this is what we all get. And even if we only have one product at this point in time,
right,
this is what this product makes. Because the next part starts becoming like, yo, well, what happens to the next thing and the next?
Because this shit just won't. Even with this, like, I know that your emotions. A lot of people say you don't mix business and emotions or whatever, but it happens. So I'm not gonna say I'm 100% ready for things to go to shit, but it is in my mind like, well, what if something like the abruptness I've seen it done where just niggas just like, yep, I'm gone. It's like, like now I got that a little bit of paranoia in my head to you don't really know what to expect, and it's not like it's just a from life thing. So I try to always like not think one plan ahead. Well, what if this happens, and set things up to. I guess protect myself, you know?
I feel a little bit of that, but a lot of what I do now is like evaluate people instead of skills and like, yeah, instead of skills and what I can bring to the table. I care less about that and more about like mentality and who you are as a person.
Nah, because if it's not an equal balance, to me, people's mentality changed in a heartbeat. Well, I can't really trust your mentality.
I don't think people's core values change.
Well, I guess when I say like,
but that takes time to get to know. So if like coming into it, like we'll say with a situation where we bought somebody on and her didn't seem like this person's core values for me from the outside looking in matched with anything what we was doing. But I could also see how someone would think like, oh, she'll get as far because she had those credentials under her belt. And there was a level of people just knowing each other beforehand and thinking that they could be a good addition to the team. I would have to look at the totality of you first and spend enough time with you to see, like, is this a real good fit for us? And then start asking you some hard-ass questions or just ask you to leave, period. For me, I wouldn't place one of those above the other.
I guess what I mean, like, mentality is more like...
Because people talk a real good fucking game. Like, people will say a whole bunch of shit and really beef themselves up. I'm about this, I'm about that. I've been around a lot of good shit talkers.
Oh, no. I like to see what you're doing. Like, I need to see that, all right, they're doing something, wherever they are, like, the shit there. Like, you a grocery stocker, he that nigga. Everybody in this bitch know him. He might be in baggage. All he do is bag these shit, but this nigga be all over the store helping, running around. All right, hey, man. What you got going on? Nothing. What you interested in? And now if I can find a common interest, then we got something. But if I don't see that, that's why I like to go to places. Like I like to like enroll in college and just take classes so I can just observe and engage with other people and see how they operate before I then offer like, all right, let me get to a conversation about like where they're trying to go and like see if we align in that way and if this can be something else.
Yeah, for me, it would have to be a step further. Like, I don't get my rocks off anymore about just our ideas and how well we mesh and all this shit anymore. Because really, it means to me little next to nothing. There's plenty of great ideas going around. You could be that nigga. You can make me laugh and everything. You could have all the integrity, the dignity, and everything. But if you just got that certain something in your head that don't put those things into action and constantly moving forward or whatever, then I don't really care to build with you in that way. If that makes sense.
And I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't want to sit and talk about your ideas with you for a long
It's
time.
just like, I have this wonderful idea about this business,
yeah.
but I'm never gonna do.
Yeah, like you
certain-
can have everything, like you can move a certain way, take care of all 17 of your kids, be the most loving person ever. But if I don't see the results from your ideas saying something to me, then it's not gonna hold as much weight. I value and respect you as a person.
I think
but,
there are different types
Did
of
I
people.
show y'all this?
but coming together, what's that? Did you make that?
No.
It's a claymation.
So I didn't show y'all this.
I don't know what the hell it is.
All right. So the guy that designed our shirts,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
me and him have been back in communication because he's kind of feeling a little bit better.
Cool.
But you see,
But people like him that I've found, but because me and him went to school. And so
See?
that's why I said
yeah.
the way that I engage people, I went to school with him for a whole semester and talked and we engaged and I got to learn, all right, who is he as a person? All right, I can work with you.
Yeah,
And
but he don't. I mean, let me. But this kind of further proves my point.
What the fuck? I thought you were going to do it different again.
No, I didn't.
I know, but I thought you were going to.
A one.
But
two.
no, I'd
A
say
one.
that I
Jazz hands,
definitely
nigga.
get that there's a lot of niggas that talk a good game that,
Yeah,
and no, I have people like that around me that just,
Most people like that. But I grew up with.
we grew up, all right, the tree people, that's them.
I didn't know who the fuck he was talking about.
I love.
And
them.
I had to
I love a
remember.
lot of those dudes to death, but there was actually
Yeah,
a
no.
lot of the people who were around there. But there are just there were fundamental differences with people who are just 100% fixtures there and those who went to do other stuff. Like myself and my best friend, we did other stuff besides the tree stuff. We intersected with a lot of those people. And it's also odd that once people stopped hanging out with those people, they tended to do more stuff. Like I figured out that basement / apartment was not the place for me to be if I ever wanted to do anything. I can't be here and then do other stuff.
I was a nomad, so I like to breeze in like the wind, hang out, and then I'd be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriend at the time, or I'm gonna extrapolate a couple of people from this environment, and we're gonna go do something else because all of you can't come.
Nah.
But
Well,
I like
didn't
you
like all
too.
of them. You didn't
Yeah,
like
For
all
real.
of them.
So let's go. And now these two niggas are standing up to walk out. Now the people are like, oh, what y'all about to go do?
Stuff.
Oh my God. Fucking people are asking questions. All right, we got to figure out how to start doing this stealthily. All right, I'm going to sneak out. And then what are y'all? But then you got to dap up. And it's just, I don't want y'all to go. And then we just about to run them to the store.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of seeing like what your community and what your network will bring to you for real. And I'm just, and
That
I,
one was stifling. And I feel like we all enabled each other to be,
Stagnant as fuck.
they enabled each other because it was just,
every time it was like almost like if you presented an idea or say like, oh man, you could probably do more with this. No man, you never been in fucking.
well, no, see, I was
That's what when I came there. I only
it
been
was
around them
more
twice.
like a brain trust,
Yeah.
in a sense where everybody was so high-minded and so avant-garde. It was like a sense of like euphoria, like you felt like you were
Bruh.
better than the outside world, and that like
it was like some weird ass utopia,
what
wasn't
was
it?
the need to go and deal with them when
It was a fucking Garden of
we're
Eden.
much
Though. If that
better than you.
anything,
Like the conversations we're having, what the way we're thinking, what we're looking at, the music we're on a completely different level than the peon shit. So why would we go fuck with that?
Like, it made you feel good. Like
yeah, no, it was a great.
It just make you feel like
a
yeah,
huge
nigga.
circle jerk.
Yeah, but you know the wonderful. Luckily for me, I was not holistically in that all the time because I did other stuff. I did football. I did this, and it's just like no. There's a degree. I noticed after like I think I was like 19, and it's just like you know what I need to do. Not this all the time. Because you know what the funny thing about this is? Being here and being productive do not actually walk hand in hand.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if anything, that so far, I think
I didn't think about that at 19. I was having a good time.
Yeah.
But I also didn't just hang out with them. I was also doing, well, see, like I said, I extrapolate.
Well, you were working at that point in time, and you worked a lot of hours.
I worked full time. So I guess that also counts. Like, I always had something else that pulled me.
Yep.
What were you saying, Ash?
If anything, I saw like how community and network is really important. Like you can only do so much on your own. But if you have these big ideas and other people are either starting to be successful or already up there, you know of that concept, but you don't really know it until you start hanging around those people and they start introducing you to other people. And you start to see like your network kind of expand really. And now you're inspired by them. Because I would say lately, more of what I came across and what I wanted was to be around older women who are more successful. And they are. And I think a lot of them are in the same position as me where they're not necessarily like in the homemaker position or like, we'll just say like they're successful entrepreneurs and they don't really have like a partner who either helped them got there or that they met, which is similar to what I'm in and what I really wanted to more so hone in on. Now that I'm seeing that in this broader sense, like, oh, I get what these people was talking about now, because there was a part of me that was just didn't want to really engage with people like that and think that I needed that help on that level until I started to see, well, I want to expand more. I want to get to know people more. And it wasn't even on no business shit. I just wanted to know like older women who were successful and could relate to me for real. Because it's different being around a dude because a lot of them might try to fuck you or whatever, try to get something out of you because you're a woman. But being around other women who were more successful than me wasn't the goal that I was trying to go for, but what actually came about it. Because I just wanted to hang out with some older women and like get more advice on life and things like that and have more friendship or more, even just more acquaintances in that area. But what blossomed out of that was just something more than what I expected. So I actually know of that concept of where people's like, yeah, your network is your net worth. And I ain't saying like I'm profiting off these women in any way, shape, or form like that. But it was just kind of refreshing to see like, oh, I understand what everyone's talking about now. I can't do this by myself in that capacity. And even if you could, why the fuck would you?
Like I fell into a similar situation to the tree in college to it for a certain amount of time. And it was just kind of like, you know what? No, it's just like, I gotta be around people who are like-minded in that. So I started to do things like I went to places like Hacksu and things of that nature where people were doing the things and knew about the things that I wanted to be doing. And that energy just kind of feeds into itself because when you're around those types of people, you want to do better because I mean, I'm a bit competitive. So that means obviously like, I want to be the best at generally whatever I want to do. So in that leads me to to be more inspired or more.
Yeah. And being around, like, in my case, is one successful Black woman who just really hit it out the park. Because we were saying, like, dude, we don't really think the way other people who are in our, like, race and our class think. And we had a real hard time struggling with that because a lot of women just really wouldn't understand. And like I said, I've been there when I thought like having a husband and all those things were extremely important for whatever reason, because I didn't want to acknowledge the other part of myself. But now seeing that other women are just on the same vibe, like you be like, oh, it's not. It's not 100%.
It's not. I would say that in terms of network building. A big reason why I go to the gym that I go to and pay what I pay for that is the access to older Black men.
Mm-hmm.
He really has like this sauna group that he really enjoys.
I have a huge community at the gym, and that's what I do. Charles has seen me just start developing relationship with different people. Like oh, you here? Like people just come and just stand and just start talking to me, and it's like,
right, like you don't get that. And like I said, it's not like I'm going for it. Like I just want business people. It really started out with I just want older women that understand a little bit more of just.
shit.
Even they didn't even have to be successful. Like, can I just talk to them as a friend for real, just to see like how I am as a woman? Like, I can't talk to y'all how I talk to other women.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody in my peer group because I don't want to be stuck where you are. I already know how that is. I need to see like what's a better way to deal with this from wisdom.
So
I wanted more wisdom.
You're
from, like,
transitioning to your next step, and you guys are still on this step.
yeah, like don't get me wrong, hanging out with girlfriends is helly fun. But I don't want to get stuck in this realm.
That's not what you need right now.
Yeah, like, I get it.
I get a lot of like just information, just conversation from like the older guy that happens to be like in partnership with Kia.
Mhm.
Yeah, that partnership blew my mind when you told me about it. It's just like, that is such a odd business to have and make so much money from. Like, who
But-
even thinks about that?
They show you like
Yeah,
if
just
you
like-
hang around them and see how they amass their wealth, it's not like, you know,
And just
it's not cute, so to speak, if that makes sense.
I also learned like a lot because that's another reason why I spend a lot of time in the sauna. That's where they all go.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a ritual. Like everybody's going to the sauna. We all go into the sauna. We talk sports, all kinds of shit. But like I learned what is it, being a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
I learned how that actually works. I learned that yes, you do have all your own laws, rules,
But then you
and
gotta
things
have
like
an
that.
army or something.
No,
You ain't gotta have your own
you
military.
can be your own. You can be a sovereign nation as a person here, and
Oh.
so blacks are really a lot of older blacks were really into it, and some I don't know how popular it is because people don't necessarily talk about it because it's like not like a thing that you just like go broadcasting, but like you don't have to have like a driver's license or register your vehicle, things like that, because you're basically like a diplomat. So you don't have to go by all of these laws. Now, if you get pulled over, what you have to do is allow the cop to arrest you and then go to jail and everything, and then just submit the paperwork and it'll be fine. But the reason you have to do that is because inside of this agreement is you're not allowed to cause confusion and conflict. And so if you go with, oh, these are my rules and
That's
this,
why you
that,
see in
you're
the
causing
movies,
confusion
a
because they
lot
don't
of
know
them
your
niggas-
laws.
A lot of them niggas, like now you mentioned that, a lot of them niggas just go.
Yes.
Oh,
'cause
it's
they
like the
don't-
Lord of War thing. With
Yup,
Nicolas
he
Cage.
just really was just like,
It's just like, you know what
Yeah.
they're gonna do?
all right.
They're gonna let me out.
Yeah, because they don't. So if you just go, it's because, all right, you don't know what my rules and laws are. And so if I'm arguing with you about what's acceptable and permissible by my doctrine, that ain't your doctrine. So I just got to allow you to uphold your level of justice. And then they going to let me go because they're going to figure out what's what. And then I'm going to be free to go about the rest of my day. But if I cause confusion, now I've broken other laws and now they're going to be able to hold me in my whole sovereignty protection. It's not going to protect me no more. But that's because I'm not abiding by the rules. You niggas just don't know the rules. So it's
Mhm.
How can I
how
expect
you
someone
learn
to
so, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's less. I don't know. I
But
grew.
I
It's
never
odd.
knew how that worked before, like in like really understanding, because I've heard people, oh, you become a sovereign nation and things like
Right,
that. I was
you
like, all
hear
right, so
that
what is the
concept.
benefit and everything like
Yeah.
that? And so I had an older black gentleman break it down to me and like literally and sit there and just like, all right, we can talk about this.
Yeah, just
Cool.
like
And I couldn't get that, but I also get information from like older Russians and shit like that that just own like
yeah, you
transport
couldn't-
areas and
What do you
Jewish
do? Import
men.
export business.
Yeah,
all
just
kinds of just
and it don't
Are
even
you in the
matter
mob?
what it is anymore. It's just like, how can this bring expansion? I don't even care about expansion. Can I just be around y'all?
I don't know. The gym overall has an aura of self improvement, and if you're inside of an area around people who like to self improve, they don't
Yeah.
tend to like to pull other people down. Now, I'm not saying that every single person who ever steps inside of a gym is a good person, but more than likely the type of people who are going to be inside of that environment are going to be more inclined to be like, have you ever seen the videos of like, what's the difference between a rich guy and a very rich person?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's an overall difference in personality. One guy is always super aggro about being rich, and the other person's so wealthy that you don't have to worry about actually appearing to be wealthy.
Mm.
So it's just like, I don't know. One person tries really, really hard, and the other person just doesn't try at all because it's just like, I don't need to qualify myself by.
Right, I'm
anyone else's
qualified.
opinion.
Yeah. No, that's very interesting. But yeah, just being in the room with them to relate to them is more important to me than like a business aspect or anything like that. Like,
yeah, it's,
at the heart of it, it was just like, can I be around more older women? I did put not an emphasis on successful, but I just knew like I want to get somewhere and it'd be nice.
well, see,
if other
I already
people
know that
understood.
they're kind of in a decent area because
Yeah.
there's a barrier to entry at
Oh,
the gym
okay.
I go to. Like, it's not cheap to go
Yeah.
there.
It was like, not
and-
everybody can get in this door. It's not the highest bar to entry that you ever gonna find, but
But
you
as a consistent thing, when there's much more affordable options,
Yeah.
literally right around the corner.
yeah, niggas is choosing Planet Fitness all day for the good $5-$10 holler, or
Right.
is it 10 and 20? I don't even know.
That's true.
But niggas aren't trying to pay basically
$10.
$100 a month.
To go lift weights.
Yeah, no, like it's no,
It's
which
fucking-
I appreciate because that brings a certain level of people that can do this, and with that is like, all right, well, you can afford to do this consistently.
Right.
It's either you care a lot about this, so thus you put it on a very high pedestal, so you're gonna pay this.
My one homie that I be betting with all the time, you know, Baldoon.
Yep.
He complains about the price all the time. I love him. That's why, because he got money. Me and this nigga, you could ask Charles. Me and this nigga are betting almost every time we see each other.
$5. But it's never like
Well, it
anything
starts
egregious.
at $5 and then we do double or nothing. So we're always just trying to get up to high numbers. We've just been losing lately. It'd be, I lost the first one, then he doubled or nothing, and then he lost. So we started again. And so we just start there and just like run it up and see how high it goes. And then we're going to the playoffs. And then whenever we decide, because $5 ain't no money. And once we get to like $20, $40, then we start giving it up. But we don't ever really exchange because you can't do nothing with $5. He says something wild that's inappropriate for women. Yeah,
Well, luckily it happens in the men's locker room.
yeah, it's hilarious. But
He's
that's
also
my
an
nigga,
old
But you
black
see,
dude.
yeah, like
Old
you
black dudes
can't-
have like the wildest opinions about
But-
women.
Oh, it's not even an opinion about a woman.
Or just wild things.
he just be like, you can't even buy a piece of pussy with $5. And I'm like, you right.
That's
Willie.
true,
I'm like,
but-
man, you right.
It's very
And then
true.
So
you
right.
start thinking,
At least not
articulating
one
about
that
it.
you won't.
It's wild because it's just like, and just hanging around older black dudes is just like, wait, how frequently did y'all used to pay prostitutes? More than y'all do?
Bruh, that shit is more common than you would ever think.
Bro, that
That shit is so
like,
common. It's so common, Charles.
It's-
But Willie not gonna stop going to that gym because he likes the sauna. He talks. This nigga drive from Macedonia
That's not the worst thing in the world.
to get
or
to
Twinsburg.
Beachwood.
I don't know where he at.
Still not the worst thing in the world. It's like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, you
He
think
said
it's
he
far, but
passes
it's not.
other gyms.
He does.
He talks about them.
He passes a couple power lifter gyms, but
Yeah,
I
he
don't
be
think that's the
mad.
type
He
of
be
Really
vibe
so
he's
mad.
going
He be
for.
mad. And
Motherfucking
then mostly the reason he
Beachwood.
mad is because the basketball courts is closed. If the basketball courts was closed, he probably wouldn't complain. But Willie also won't leave. So you know what time they close, right?
Yeah.
He probably don't leave till like a good half an hour after that.
It's like he's strategically not trying to get to the basketball courts.
No, he goes. He'll be on the basketball court shooting.
But only for 30 minutes.
He might be out there, but he gonna stay at least. You not rushing him to leave.
Of course not. I feel
And
like
they
he likes
all
to take his
know.
time. He understands patience to drive from Macedonia to
Oh,
wherever y'all
I
go.
mean, he's not one of the ninjas, so that means they're not that worried about it.
Not at all. And so it's just like
Because the only reason why the
I
basketball court is
enjoy
because all
seeing
the
like
urbans.
the fact that he not really financially pressed, but he also
just love
mad
complaining.
about like
Them closing
shit
the
that
basketball court.
isn't the basketball courts. The fact that it's not 24 hours are his two biggest gripes, because it used to be 24 hours, which I get. I'm mad about that too. I don't care as much about the basketball court, bruh. Mine's as well. If it was open 24 hours, I miss that. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's just learning so many different things from just like different guys.
Only really close 6 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's so ghetto. It's so ghetto.
It's just the
Ghetto as
logistics of
fuck.
by the time someone left and came back, y'all have been here longer. Y'all can't even arrest for
Or 8 hours, yeah.
For the amount of time that you're gone. But in any event,
I think that's all we have for this episode.
yep, because we've digressed and all the way went to the gym.
Yeah, so like and subscribe. If you have a friend and you like that they abuse you and talk down to you, don't let these two motherfuckers tell you that they're not your friend.
They're not your friend.
I'm telling you that they're not your friend.
Oh my God, they're liars. I hate these niggas.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.